Hello, Brave Awakened Ones. This is Veronica of Higher Realm Holistics, Lady V. Thank you, supporters, subscribers, and Patreons. Please share these videos with those who you think it might resonate with. If you're interested in any of my services, books, merch, t-shirts, webinars, sessions, and higher realm magic information and meditations, please visit higherrealmholistics.com. Grand Rising, Brave Awakened Ones, QV here. What's up? We do have the victory, even though it looks like hell on earth. Well, it's always been. You're just seeing it. It's the stuff that was stuck in the boil that we just lanced, and we're doing the incision and drainage right now, the IND. That's what's coming out. I've been warning about this for the past couple of years. Sorry about the gross medical analogy, but you know that's the way I talk. That's what I know. Any which ways, bit mushed mouth. So pardon me, because it has been a very rough week for me. My gym reopened. I went to the gym to my lovely hip hop class that I love to take, and this is what I was greeted with. Well, first, before even getting in, there was a humongous line and lots of bottles of disinfectant line up, people spraying themselves with disinfectant, them taking people's temperature. It was just, yeah, no words, okay? So this was class. I was about to leave when I saw the big line for the medical exam, basically. That's what it felt like to me. And the instructor grabbed me, real nice young girl, and she's like, "Oh my God, you're here. I'm so grateful you're here." Because it's like sometimes when she's tired from teaching, all over the place, because she teaches at different places, plus the personal trainer, I take over the class for her, the dance class, that is. She goes, "Oh my God, thank God you're here." And she's like, "No, you're not going anywhere." And her eyes were sad puppy dog eyes. So I'm like, dang, she got me. So I went through it for her, okay? So then when I got into the class, I saw this nonsense. And I was just like, oh my God. I made it through, but it was literally, I had a horrible anxiety attack the entire time I was there. It was just that awful. This was Friday night. And right when we finished the class, and she's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "No, I'm not okay." And I ended up doing this like 10-minute speech where everybody just like froze in their tracks and listened. I don't know if this was the way to do it, if I red pilled anybody, but I was just like, this is insane. I said, I'm not coming back here just as long as this insanity's here. I will not lend my energy to it. I will not be a party to it. And there was this other lady who's my age, Gen Xer, giving out these special type of sanitary wipes that she uses in her job. She works in real estate. But I know these red wipes, these red label wipes, and they're very toxic. They're neurotoxic. It says it on the damn container. Neurotoxic. If it touches your skin, you're supposed to flush out, not to make contact with human flesh. It says it on the label. It is what we use when we have really serious nosocomial infections and the patient's in isolation for that. Like if you have like a VRE, or not even MRSA, the VREs and the CR, I mean the really, really bad ones, okay? And this woman was handing it out like it was candy. And the instructor, she looked at me because I was just standing there giving side eye to the woman doing it. And she's like, "No, I don't want any weird chemicals on my skin." I said, "Did you read the label?" I go to her. And this is a sweet lady. We've had conversations before. She's from Grenada, fellow islander. And she's like, "Oh, well, this is what we use in my job, and I know it's real powerful. So, we use it for our hands." I'm like, do you know your skin is the largest organ in your body, and you are absorbing extremely neurotoxic chemicals to your body? Did you read the label? But like most normies, most muggles, underweight, you don't even have to be you could be a normie but be awakened enough to know to read a freaking label. getting hot now. And she was like, oh. And like everybody all of a sudden gathers around her and they're like, uh-oh, what did you just give me? And people wonder why they have fibromyalgia. What are the causes? It says it on the label. It says it on the label. Okay? Feeling hot now. Also, so I went off on that. Okay? And went off on the whole social distancing, wearing the mask, the overuse of disinfectants, and then I stormed out. I apologized to the instructor, and then I stormed out. I will not be going back until this nonsense is over with. I'm just going to have to work out at home and work out outside. You know, plain and simple, as much as, you know, it's nice to work out with a group of people. It's more motivating. I love teaching the class, you know, because I really ramp it up, and, you know, and I've put on weight since this whole thing started, like the majority of people, but it is what it is. I have to try to keep my sanity, because this really just took me off. Yeah, and then there was this older lady who likes to join in the class. She stays in the back. She doesn't do much, but she's like, you know, somewhere in her mid 60s. God bless her. Nice old lady, sweet. We've joked around many a times. And she goes, oh, you know, you young people, you get so upset over everything. It's just something you're going to have to get used to. Sooner or later, it'll be normal. That was it. That was it. The poor old lady. Oh my God, I felt so bad. But I will not stand for the stupidity. I will not, and I will not consent to the stupidity. I will not be part of the stupidity. And every chance I get, I will buck the stupidity. And doing that constantly with my BFF in New York, who I grew up with, she finally yesterday was like, I'm sure she watches my videos, so she's going to hear this. She finally said, you know what? I finally get what you were saying, that it's not okay to have your temp taken. It's not okay to be tracked, because her thing was she doesn't like conflict at all. So she's like, you know, let's just do it, get it over with. Everything will be fine, you know? Eventually, it'll just move on. I was like, no, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. You can't keep giving in. And she should know, but I said, you know, not for nothing. Don't be insulted, but you're behaving like a useful idiot. You know better. Useful idiots usually don't know better, but she knows better. She is a light worker. She is enlightened, but she doesn't like conflict. It terrifies her, you know? So she was just like, let's just give in. Let's just give in. So she finally realized, oh my God, because another friend of hers was flipping out in New York with the whole temperature thing. I was like, no, you know, it's an infringement of Fourth Amendment rights. So she's finally waking up to that. So it's not just the muggles. For you guys who don't know what muggles are, it's non-magical folk. It's a Harry Potter reference, okay? It's not meant to be derogatory anyway, or normies. Normies are just non-star seed people. That's all. Earthians is sometimes I call them. You have to understand, it's also the love and light people that need to be awakened to the truth. And it's also those who are light workers, who are star seeds, who are awakened, who know what's going on, but comply because they're afraid of standing up. They're afraid of picking up that sword. Okay? So it's a lot more than you guys think. It's not just the people that are completely asleep that need to get on board with this. So I'm losing my patience real bad. Okay? And then I went to my office yesterday, Saturday, to meet with the person who was supposed to hook up my computer system. He refurbishes computers. I worked with him. He's one of the IT guys from the university hospital that I used to work in. Very nice older gentleman. He's like in his early 60s. And I'm at my office. We're supposed to meet at 2 o'clock. I get there. And we have a security guard now. And he says, no, you can't go in without a mask. I said, I'm not going to wear a mask in my own office. And he's like, you have to wear a mask. Mind you, the entire time he's saying this, he has a surgical mask around his chin. The entire time. The entire time. I said, bro, you seriously going to stand there and tell me to wear a mask? and you have a mask around your beard. Are you protecting your beard? Then he flipped it on his face. Okay, well, I'm wearing now, so you have to wear one. I was like, you're full of shit. He's like, I'm full of shit. So we went off. Da 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 da. Okay, forever. Needless to say, then to find out, the office building now closes at 2 o'clock, thanks to the knucklehead rioters, thugs, and looters. Okay? This office was a 24/7 building, which is why I got in the first place, because I used to work really, really late. When I was doing one-on-ones at my office, doing energy healing, and I had my copper pyramid and everything, clients would come 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, especially from the hospital. I'm adjacent to the hospital. So it was like, wow. I was like, you kidding me? This is why I'm here, because I work so late. So I immediately called the building manager, real nice lady. I said, what the heck's going on? We didn't have to wear masks coming in here. All of a sudden, you guys are flipping the script to mask, and now I can't even get up to my office. And she goes, yeah, because people started complaining that people were in the elevator not wearing a mask, and they wanted a mask. So she goes, I know it's stupid, but to avoid all the nonsense, please just wear a mask. I was like, well, god dang. That's what I'm saying. People who know better, who are bending the knee. That's why POTUS says, no kneeling. They're bending the knee. They're bending the knee in every way. So I was like, well, damn. And she goes, but by the way, it's past 2 o'clock. She goes, yeah. I said, I'm here to have my computers hooked up. She goes, you didn't get the notice. We're not open past 2 on Saturdays, and we're closed completely on Sundays. And the office hours are from 8 to 8 now, the building, because we can't afford to pay all that security. It's costing us about $6,000 to have all that security. She goes, but, if enough of you guys get together in the building, it's a pretty big building, you could get together if you want to, different hours, you could pay for your own private security. I'm like, are you kidding me? So everything is totally changed. So that set me off real hard. I went off on the security guard for real. Managed to get the computer guy, the IT guy, to come to my home, because I only live 7 minutes away from my office. Well, about 10 minutes away from my office. He came and delivered my computers here, and luckily I'm computer savvy. But one thing he said that made me calm down and gave me a bit of hope. Total normie, total muggle. He said, he starts laughing. He goes, this is so crazy, everything going on here. He goes, I don't know how people don't see that probably this whole Floyd thing is a whole scam. He goes, because it's not making sense to me how one second we're here with this virus thing, and the next time we got this going on, everything's shutting down again. He goes, it is so stupid. He goes, these young people just don't want to work that are going around looting and acting stupid, because it's like, I came out of jail. When I came out of prison, he was in prison for a while. I didn't ask the man what. I didn't even know that. You couldn't even tell. He said he was in prison for a long time. I just yelled, prison for a long time, the pen. He said, I was in for a long time, and when I came out, first thing I did was find out what was going on nowadays, and I enrolled in school. He goes, I went back to school, I learned computers, and I've been taking care of myself since. Nice car, raises kids, paying for his kids' college in cash, no student loans. He told me the whole story. I was like, wow, good for you, bro. You made my day just by telling me that story. So we were joking around and stuff, and then, then he's like, you need anything, give me a call. But, so that gave me kind of hope, okay? That gave me kind of hope. Now, there's a lot of amazing stuff going on with the Schumann. Look at this. We are lighting up 3D and lower 4D and mid 4D. Remember, the 17 mark is when we cross over to higher 4D, and the 5D, and right here you cross over to the 5D. Look how it's lit up, people. Okay, and I'm going to tell you about my experience that I had last night into this morning with this horizontal lighting up of the 7.83 hertz right here. 7.83 hertz. Again, it is the frequency that holds together the 3D matrix. And as you can see over here, we've been, I think of the past couple of months, here and there, but especially in May and now June, you see this horizontal lighting up of the 7.83 and also of the 4D frequency right here, lighting it up. And what I saw and what worked through me was the violet flame. And you see there's two separate energy sources right here coming through. And I didn't even know this because it was like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning when it was happening. So I did not see this. I'm seeing it right before I'm doing this video. And you see it again. The same pattern is repeating here. It's a repeating pattern, as you can see. And I was told, I was shown, it was like two separate sources, but it's like, because the sun's been popping off. Okay, there's been CMEs for the past couple of weeks. Just the sun's been active and Corona hole and some solar wind coming in. But it's like I saw the violet flame traveling through our sun. And I saw it coming down, and like it was coming through me, but then I started coming through a lot of other light workers. I don't know who these people are. Probably many of you, I'm sure. And like my whole body was just shaking like crazy with little jolts. And then I saw the violet energy, flame energy dispersing. And then it lit up the Schumann Resonance for me and showed me how it was destroying and disbanding. That's the word I heard, disbanding, destroying the 7.83, which is holding up the 3D grid. The 3, mind you, it's already down. This is the actual, just the straight up destruction of it. To get rid of the operating frequency of these lower vibrating beings. And you see over here, it's starting to happen at the 4D level also, the lower and mid 4D level. So it's starting to work on destruction, the destruction of that also. Look at that. It's fantastic. We need to see this physical proof. I need to see this physical proof because I'm about to go out my head right now, to say the very least. Okay? So we need to see this physical proof, for real, for real. So I was told the violet flame is what's working on this right now. The violet flame energy is what's being shot out, going throughout that frequency to like, it's like expanding it and then it's like disbanding it. Expanding and disbanding. And yes, I said this back in 2019, we're in the crux of the end of the Kali Yuga. In the beginning, it's Satara Yuga. They go together. All right, so that was the NRV, actually, to show you guys this, to show that the violet flame is destroying, is disbanding this energy, okay, which is why, well, that's part of the NRV, which is why everything they're doing is backfiring on them. But that's thanks to what we've done. It's Lightworkers also. Remember, we did this as a special higher realm magic. If you go back, we did that to break the hold of the narcissistic energy. We did that. And for everything they do to turn back on them, to backfire on them. So we did that thing. So again, it's the physical manifestation. As it is above, so it is below. Okay, that's what's going on. It used to be the dark ones. They're as it is above, so it is below. Not anymore. It's our light and love. As it is above, so it is below. Okay? And again, for those who keep putting comments, and I know there are a bunch of bots doing that. You know, human bots who are controlled doing that. Or they're just plain stupid, sleeping, you know, useful idiots. If they actually believe this stuff, they keep putting it here and on my Twitter. Oh, you're really not awakened and not ascended. You're not an enlightened being because, you know, we're supposed to be just observing. Faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. Okay? We're not here just to sit back. Even those forerunners who are putting out very powerful meditations and grounding, they're working, like a Shekinah Rose. She's very quiet, she's peaceful, she's up in the mountains, you know, somewhere in Arizona, but she's doing her thing. She's been working. Magenta Pixie, been working her butt off. I've been working my butt off. We've been working Paul Butler, we've been working our butts off, grounding in these energies, getting others involved, putting out the meditations, grounding in the light. We've been doing that. That is work. That is work. Okay? And it's work for the entire collective. Okay? So even if you're doing it for yourself, that's still work. Instead of, oh, it'll fix itself, everything. No. It's fixing itself thanks to forerunners who are bringing everybody together to do the work. That's why it's fixing itself, by the way. All right. And also another part of the NRV was to talk about the fires. Now, we're going to talk about this too, but there was a shooting in Atlanta and at a Wendy's, and again, it sparked riots, and they went and burnt up the Wendy's. Okay, let me just bring it up to, just so you guys know that I'm not just making this stuff up, right? Just so you know, I'm not making this stuff up. Because it sounds so outlandish, right? So now you have
over to Hope Ford. She has a different.
So you have the protests now. After everything was calmed down, they figured, oh no, we have to get this sparked up in Atlanta. So now the Wendy's is up in flames because a guy got into a fight with police, stole the cop's taser, turned around to tase the cop, and the cop shot him. Okay, white and black again, psyops again. And yeah, so now they're burning of Atlanta again. All right. And the remote view I have with the whole situation was told by a light being that was with me, that all the cities that you see being burnt up like this is because those are the locations that they want to build the smart cities in. That was very important for me to get out because I didn't want to do this NRV because I'm still feeling crappy from yesterday. I was told those are the cities that you will see them trying to push smart cities in. That's part of the whole get rid of the police department thing. They're going to keep pushing that to get rid of the police, have the brown shirts take over, basically, the Antifa tards, and say that it's not going to be needed because they're going to have surveillance. We're going to rebuild it. And you'll see the usual suspects jump in and donate money to rebuild these cities. Ain't gonna happen. Not gonna happen. They'll be long gone, removed, before they could do anything like that. But that's the next push. Just saying. Just a heads up, that's the next push, so people won't be freaking out saying, oh my God, we're going into surveillance states. No. That's what's happening. So I'm just telling you so you could be chill about it, all right? And know that, no, the Alliance, Q team, we're on to this, all right? We're on to it, putting out there for the folks to not freak out. Now, here's another thing that, V-proof, okay? I've been saying this from day one. The hangings, here we go. And authorities investigate 2 separate deaths of black men found hanging in California. And I keep saying it's coming from California. Okay, the hangings. Here we go with the hangings. And again, it's to do the push to get rid of the lynching law, the federal lynching law that lynches traitors. So that's the deal. And it's two-pronged. It's to get rid of that. And again, it's to spark more of the whole BLM movement. Okay, so here's your V-proof with the hangings. I said the hangings were going to start. Been saying this from the beginning since I've been doing this. Like I said, I had the visions when I was a little child. That's why I couldn't drive by certain places. It would freak me out. To this day, I can't. I always avoid them. I saw the lynchings. And yeah, they are going to spread. But whether they're real or not, I don't know. You know, I honestly don't want to look into it because I'm like, ugh, here we go. All right. So I just wanted to show you guys that. And yeah, like I said, it's going to be messy. And the Kali Yuga is not fun. It's pretty ugly to pop a zit and clean it out, to do an incision and drainage on an abscess or a boil is painful. If anyone has experienced it, it's painful, it is awful, it is smelly, especially abscess, gross. And that's what we're going through. We're bringing up all the nastiness to clean it away. Okay, it's like we're smoking them out. We're smoking them out, letting them show their asses, as we say in New York, which is what they're doing. They're all showing themselves, okay? And people just aren't buying it, just like the old IT guy that I'm working with. So just know we have that, all right, guys? Hang in there. You know, we'll lean on each other. QV out. Sugar. Give you guys some sugar, okay? Bye.